What is the brutal truth about life after marriage? That's our topic today. If you find your marriage is in trouble, download our free marriage repair handbook at hopeformymarriage.com. So, what is the brutal truth of life after marriage? Well, after 33 years of marriage, I'll tell you what I found out that surprised me, and that's just how selfish I really am, and just how selfish my wife really is. And I say that laughingly. We don't realize how selfish we are until we get married. We're in love, we enjoy spending time together, every day's a new date. And then we get into the day to day routine of living with each other. And we find out that one person puts the toilet paper roll on differently, and somebody folds the towels differently, and somebody does dishes differently, and somebody's habits are sloppy, and somebody doesn't hang their clothes up after they wear them, and somebody misses the hamper with their socks. And all these little things that become grinds, that become irritations, we find that sometimes we take each other for granted. And so we're always having to work on our selfish behavior. And here's the even bigger truth. As soon as you start having kids, you find out you're even more selfish than you realized when you got married, because now your time's divided even more. And so this doesn't have to be a deal breaker. This doesn't have to put your marriage into a tailspin. What it is it's an impetus for you to work together as a couple, to draw closer, to be more selfless instead of selfish. One of the things the Bible teaches in marriage is that we take on that selfless nature in our marriage. In fact, for a husband, the command is that you love your wife just as Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. That literally, as a husband, I'm called every day to lay down my life for my wife, not to be a doormat, but to sacrifice myself for her greater well-being. Meaning that the greatest joy in my life, the greatest privilege in my life, the greatest thing I can do is bring out the very best in her day by day. But here's the counterintuitive part. When we begin to make that our focus, when we begin to truly live that way, that my greatest objective today is to bring out the very best in my spouse, what ends up happening is they will begin to bring out the very best in me. But we have to work at that as a couple, and that's a process, and it does take work, and it's something we have to commit to day by day as part of our marriage. So anyway, that's the brutal truth. When you get married, you're going to find out that you are selfish. You are going to find out there are things about that person that you thought was so perfect that absolutely stink. But that's not a reason to throw in the towel. It's not a reason to get mad. It's a reason to fall in love with them at a much deeper level, to move beyond the surface, to move beyond the physical attraction, to move beyond the fun of hanging out, and to get into the really deep root of deep love, love that lasts, love that never fails, love that doesn't go away. Are you going to have rough spots? Yes. Are you going to have times where you don't like each other? Absolutely. But if you'll make a commitment to work at it, you're going to find that you have a beautiful marriage, a marriage that others will be jealous of, that others will follow as an example. Hope you find this helpful. I'll talk to you again soon.